Kenny Veach was a 45-year-old man who was a seasoned outdoors explorer that quickly became a fan favorite with his charming personality, risk-taking, and his outdoor activities such as hiking, camping, and explorations. Kenny had been doing his explorations and hiking for over 20 years and had all the experience that comes with it. Kenny prided himself in his ability to push the boundaries when it came to being alone in nature, often by hiking to far-off road locations which no one else would dare go. These places are always very isolated and far beyond any civilization. To challenge himself even more, Kenny never used any GPS systems, nor did he use a map. He trusted his instincts and the experience he had built in himself for over 20 years. His exploring led him to find interesting items in his journey, and would even find ghost towns from time to time. Kenny would hike and do outdoor explorations for days, and sometimes weeks on end, sleeping in nature with minimal supplies and resources. Kenny Veach was definitely a seasoned and experienced explorer. You're probably thinking to yourself, how did someone with so much experience and outdoor knowledge just disappear, never to be seen again? Well, it has something to do with the mysterious cave which Kenny dubbed the M Cave, which was the only cave he did not dare explore. Kenny Veach was known for always being brave and courageous when embarking on another adventure. But upon the many caves he had entered and then explored, one cave made Kenny so frightened he did not dare go inside. Kenny took to social media and expressed how he felt upon finding and then entering the M Cave for the first time. He said, "My whole body began to vibrate. The closer I got to the cave entrance, the worse the vibrating became." Kenny further states that he genuinely felt scared, and that was the first time he felt this way about a cave. Fans of Kenny were skeptical about what he was saying and told him to go back and find this M Cave once again. And that's exactly what Kenny did. He went out with the sole purpose of finding this M Cave, but with no luck.
So, I didn't find the cave. I'm not real happy about that. I know it was there. It's kind of, I mean, it's a big freaking mountain range. It's a big giant mountain range. I just walked around the whole mountain range. Let's see if I can, my legs hurt. Way out. I started obviously from here, and then I walked out all along that whole canyon, over that, and then down that side, and then I walked, after I went down, and then I traveled all the way after in the canyon, all the way across the backside of that mountain, and that is one large mountain range. And then I traveled all the way down and around this, and then I came up from down there, and then I came all the way up here to my truck. So let's see what time it is. I'll talk to you later.
Fans of Kenny pleaded with him and advised him to stay away from it if he did happen to come across the cave again, mainly due to the fact that the cave was located fairly close to one of the government's most secretive and secured base, yes, Area 51, which is known for all sorts of things such as aliens, mind control, creatures, and all sorts of experiments. Some fans urged Kenny to seek out the mysterious M Cave once again so that he could document the mystery behind it. In his last ever video before his mysterious disappearance, he recorded his last voyage in search of the M Cave.
And something about that cave just spooked me. Out of all the caves I've ever gone in, this one just made my body vibrate. The closer I got to it, the crazier my body felt, and I was like, all right, I'm not going to go in there right now, but I'm coming back someday. And I talked to some people on YouTube, and I told them, hey, I'm coming out here, you know, because they kind of called my hand on it. So I don't know if there's going to be anything to it, but it might be interesting. If I can find it, I got to relocate it, and this is a big mountain range I'm in. And I'm on foot, you know, my truck's way out there. There's no roads, there's no trails. It's a pretty rough terrain. So hopefully I'll find it. It's shaped like a big M. It's a big cave that looks just like a gigantic M, and it's about as tall as I am and kind of narrow. and it's stuck on the side of a mountain. So I hope I can find it again. And if I do, I'm going in there. I'm gonna put on my light and take my gun out and walk in there, see if I find anything. We'll see. I'm gonna take the camera and show you how deep this hole is and kind of show you around real quick. So here we go. This area is that I'm in, it's kind of a weird thing. It's been out here forever. I mean, there's no roads, there's no trails. This thing, who knows how long it's been out here, and I have no idea what they were digging up, but it looks like some of the rocks are kind of rusty, so it might have been some kind of ore. This is kind of iffy. I'm going to step on this thing. It's very old, but I'll just show you down inside that hole. It goes way, way, way down in there. Let me see if I can... that's pretty far. That goes way down in there. If you fell, that'd be it. You'd be a goner. It's a long way. So anyway, on the other side of those mountains, they're not that far away, but they're a pretty good distance out there. On the other side of those is where I'm going to be popping out after I go over this. See, there's this little canyon. I got to go down. I got to go over this mountain, and then I drop way down this mountain into a canyon, and I head off in that direction. I just go that direction, and that's west, heading towards. That's Mount Charleston. That big mountain out there. That's the Mount Charleston range, and then. Excuse me, I got flies all over the place. And then, so I'll be heading down behind this mountain over here in a little canyon that gets kind of scary because there's all kinds of cliffs and stuff. And then hopefully I'll find that cave. It's like back over there somewhere, but down on the other side of that mountain. And then I got to walk all the way along this whole gigantic range on the outside of that mountain. Because I came down this valley, you'll see this valley, but I'll be out there where the desert's flat. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see. I'll be way, way, way out there where the desert's flat. And then I got to walk all the way down, all the way back to way out there. And then I got to come back up and find my truck. So it's going to be a long time. The sun might be down by the time I started at 7 o'clock, but I'm thinking the sun might be down by the time I get back to my truck. So I slept up in these mountains, and it's pretty high. I think that's about... it's like 9,000 feet up there, and the camera just doesn't do it justice. But I slept on one of those peaks. I think that's the peak I slept on, and then I came down in the morning, and it took me quite a while to get out of this mountain range. And I walked almost all the way back to the highway, and my girlfriend picked me up, so it was a long trip. I was pretty wore out and beat up, but that's what I do. I'm out here having a good time. So I'm gonna hang it up, and hopefully I'll find that cave. If I find the cave, I'm definitely gonna set up my tripod over here, and I'm gonna go check it out. So you'll see me with my gun in hand and my flashlight, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be freaked out like I was last time. Who knows? There might have been a mountain lion in there, and it was just my sixth sense talking to me. So I'll catch you later. Talk to you in a minute. Bye.
Kenny documented the rest of his quest to find the M cave, and occasionally stopped and documented certain things like when he needed a rest and found pine nuts for him to eat and regain some energy.
But now I'm in the middle of these pine trees up here, and I just came across these, and they have just opened and dropped gigantic sweet pine nuts, or pinion nuts, whatever you want to call them. And they are all over the place. And they're so sweet and delicious. There's flies all over. They're everywhere. They're just laying. It was the perfect time to find them because they're just laying all over the place. Now I can spend about 20 minutes just walking around and collecting these, and I'll put them all in my bag. And when I get home, I'll have a nice treat. And this is the kind of food that saves your life. If you're up here and you got nothing to eat and you come across this, just start picking them up and eating them, man. They're delicious. Who cares about dirt? If you're dying, grab these things, man. They're free. They're delicious. This is a treat. And they're really big. Look at the size of those babies, man. They're great. Even the nut is sweet. Look at that. They're perfect. There's so many of them. So I'm gonna wander around. I don't like taking them from this because you get the sap all over your hands and it's sticky like crazy. But look at that. They're all over the place. So I'm gonna fill my pockets up. These things are expensive. You go anywhere in the outskirts of Vegas or in Vegas, if you can find them in Vegas, and they'll charge you $10 for a bag, sometimes $20 for a bag. You know, just a baggie. And I'm here picking them up free. And they're giant and they're delicious. They're everywhere. There's so many of them laying all over the place. Wow. Oh, perfect. They're just at the right stage. Look at that. Perfect. Wow. So I'm a happy camper. I'm gonna collect these for a while, and then hopefully we'll find that cave.
In this clip, Kenny briefly describes his route and how far he is from finally reaching the cave, along with his collection of pine nuts and the dangers of doing long-distance explorations solo.
Here's a beautiful canyon I'm just now walking past. I just now got past that little mountain, and I gotta walk past this canyon and just keep on going. You gotta know which canyons to go down, otherwise you get lost up here. I don't bring a compass or anything, but I do have a pocket full of pine nuts. Yeah, I've been collecting them all the way down here, but that goes way up there, and that just goes, that's north, and it just keeps on going all the way to Alamo, Nevada, like 80 miles away. So, ow. I tripped. Okay, off again. Here's the mountain. There's another range I'm walking down. I'll just give you an idea how long it takes to get past these mountains. You know, so I just keep on walking. I'm kind of going down. I'm in a big giant creek bed right now, and I haven't come to the area where the cave is. So it's along here somewhere. This is gonna get real narrow way down here when I finally get up to that mountain down there, which is it's a good distance away. When I get to that mountain, I should be in the narrow part of the canyon. It gets so narrow you can almost put your hands on either side of it, on the walls, on the canyon walls. And so I do all of this solo, you know, and it's kind of dangerous, and I try to pretend like I don't have any supplies. You know, I bring water and I bring something to eat, but I haven't eaten anything since I started this hike, and I've only had 2 small gulps of water, so I kind of try to pretend that I'm running out or I don't have it, just so I can see how far I can actually go before I feel like I'm in trouble. That way, if I ever do get in trouble, I know when I know when I should start panicking, how long I have before I'm in trouble. So that's a good idea to do that, you know. If I get real thirsty or I get hungry, I could just always reach into my pack, but I like to ration what I have so I can go long distances. There's some interesting stuff coming up here. Look, see those? Look at that. Kind of right there. That's kind of cool. All right, I'm gonna turn it off and then I'll turn it back on here. Look at that, that's pretty cool right there. Huh. All right, off with the camera.
Now this is where the video gets a bit weird. As he gives us a walkthrough of the surrounding area, Kenny finally reaches the narrow path where he found the M cave twice before. This is one of the last known locations he was filming at, and for an experienced explorer like Kenny, who found the cave twice before, now seems like it had just disappeared altogether. Something about all this doesn't seem right at all.
Here's where it gets narrow. It starts to get narrow anyway. I still got a ways to go before I get to the opening where I step out into the desert. And I have not seen the funny looking little cave. But I did see a rock cairn, so somebody has been down here. Another adventurer like myself. So here's where it comes to an area where I might have to do a little climbing, I think. Yeah, a little bit of drop off. I think I should be able to scale down these bushes, but not with my camera in my hand. So, bye-bye. Well, I'm in the canyon, and I haven't found the cave, but look what I did find. He's way up there. I don't know how close I'll get to him. Look at him. Wow. He is big. Look at the horns on that guy. That's why I love coming out here. You never know what you're going to see. Oh man, he's looking right at me, and he probably hears me talking. Oh my gosh. So anyway, I'll try to get another shot of him. Whew, how cool. Well, I did not find the cave. That is so weird. I mean, I thought for sure I was just going to be able to find it. I remember it being fairly easy. Who knows? But I am at the mouth of the canyon. There, I'm just now coming out. And now I have to take a big left-hand turn and walk all the way back to my truck, which is a long, hard trip because I've got a lot of up and down to do. And that's it. I'll talk to you when I get back to my truck. Bye-bye. Well, I'm still hiking. It looks like it's about 4 or 5 in the afternoon. And I'm getting worn out, but I've got a lot, I don't know, I think I got about 3 more miles to go. Whew, what a hike. It's disappointing I didn't find the cave, but I still like to hike. And I just came across this fellow. It's been a while since I saw one. It's a nice little Mojave Desert tortoise. He is definitely a desert tortoise. So I think he's acting like a rock, so I don't mess with him. But you're not supposed to mess with him, so I'm not going to touch him. But I will get over there and get close to him. Ouch! Oh, my legs. Worn out, let me tell you. Hey, bud. How you doing? I'm just going to take your picture here. He's neat looking. Hey. This is about how big he is. There's my hand next to him. So he's pretty good size. Yeah, I'm not going to touch him. You're not supposed to touch him or mess with him. It is highly illegal. He's a good sized guy. Desert tortoise. So now I've seen a tarantula. I took a picture of the tarantula. He wasn't a very big guy. And this is the mountain range I'm walking around right now. Vegas is out that way. There's Mount Charleston. It's got a nice cool breeze going. If I wasn't hiking, I wouldn't be hot. And that is it.
Kenny had told his family he would be gone for the day and will be back very soon, as he just intended to spend the day looking for the M Cave. But just like the mysterious M Cave, Kenny ended up vanishing into thin air. Naturally, people on the internet had their own speculations surrounding Kenny's disappearance. The majority of them came down to these 3 conclusions. Some claim he stumbled too deep into Area 51 and saw something we were not meant to see, and was either taken by the government or attacked by something that escaped Area 51. Others say Kenny was attacked by a wild animal on his way back to his truck, most probably a mountain lion. And others speculate Kenny went into a far off-road location and killed himself with his firearm he brought with him. People up to this day still go out to the exact location looking for any trace of Kenny or his belongings, but all of them were unsuccessful in finding any trace of the brave and courageous explorer.